Hello and welcome to Cars of 100, and on today's video I have brand new 2025 BMW X3 M50. We're gonna look at this car from outside, check this car on the inside and see what this car is all about. Also, I wanted to give a quick thank you and shout out to Henry A. Binder from Worldwide Automobile. If you're interested in leasing or financing a new car, reach out to him. I'll put their information in the description box as well. Let's jump into this review. Okay, let's start from the outside first. As you can see, this is redesigned X3 and you have this sporty look to this car. In terms of the general look up for the front, you have this grille with the M logo here, and you have very unique aspect in terms of the design. You have this light up signature up front with daytime running lights. It comes together with kidney grills and it looks unique. Vents here, they're closed at this moment. This is efficient dynamics stated by BMW, so these shutters will open or close depending on driving of the car on the road. Cooling of the brakes, and generally speaking, these are also optional headlights, BMW LED cornering lights, that's what they call them. This is part of the package for this car, and you have a M Sport professional package here as well in terms of the black accents on the car. As we go around here, you have these 906M style rims. They measure 255/45 R20, but in the back they're 285/40 R20, and you have a large M brake calipers in this specific car, then red color. You can also get them in blue, and they are P0 ultra high performance all season tires. Side mirrors that have wings here, and they look unique. Only M Sport cars get this. You can also get this design of a car on the 30 version of this car, and you have a 360 camera, which I will show you on the inside. You have keyless entry from the front doors. And in terms of the design, this low slung look, you have this very subtle spoiler here, kind of shows the sporty nature of this car in terms of the design. Rear tail lights here, arrow shaped. Quad exhaust pipes available on the M50 version of this car. There's a plenty of M badges all around on rims and front and back, and you have these black accents in terms of the sporty look for this car as well. In terms of the size, a little bit bigger than the previous version of the X3, and it looks a little bit more of a sporty looking as well, with touch of a modern design. And as you can see here, I have the key fob in my pocket, and once you leave the space of a car in terms of proximity, it will lock automatically, and once you come close to proximity of the car, it will unlock automatically. This is one of the features, very convenient. Okay, now let's check out this car on the inside. This key fob looks very sporty, feels hefty a little bit, not too heavy, and you have a lock button with the BMW logo. You have also remote start by pressing 3 times. Just like this, the car will start remotely, and you have M stripes here, and you have a panic button, trunk release button, and the unlock button here on the side. You can also lock the car with the 3 lines here, or you can unlock it with the sensor under the door opener handle. And also side mirrors will close or open depending on lock or unlock. And just like this, starting from the door cards here, as you can see, this is soft touch material. You have a stitching here. You can also get different type of stitching depending on the interior option that you get. And you have a piano black finish here, handle here. The design wise in terms of this car is pretty chunky in terms of the trim pieces. As you can see here, you have this large LED light that is all around the interior of this car. You have the door opener handle here. You have this as a full button, so whatever you hold it, that's where it will press, it'll know. And you can also adjust the vent speed in terms of the fan. You have a trunk release button here. You have automatic up and down on all 4 corners in terms of the windows. Large bottle or book pocket here, and you have a large one more pocket for the bottle here as well, and you have small pocket here for your napkins or your key fob. And you have this cloth material here. You can also get full cloth material even on the dashboard with some of the options on this car. Now in terms of the entrance, it's quite a large entrance here. You have no door sills here, which is interesting. Would be nice to have an M logo here, but you get the light here at night. In terms of the design for the seat here, you have lots of bolstering here that you can adjust through these buttons here, and you have the lumbar adjustment here as well as the other adjustment for the seat. You can also do it through infotainment. You have a thigh support adjustment here. You can extend it, but generally it's a comfortable seat for the longer trips as well. You have a nice pattern here. You have stitching. You can also get Alcantara type of leather here on some of the interior options. In terms of the design, it is comfortable to get in and out. You have the aluminum pedals here, as you can see, floor mounted gas pedal. If we jump inside, nice thunk when you close the door. Now in terms of the design for this car, you have a very modern feel and you have this nice chunky steering wheel. We had the car started in remote and foot on the brake and start button to acknowledge starting of the car. It feels very chunky in terms of the quality for the interior pieces here, and the first impression that I get is that this is a very hefty looking SUV type in terms of the trim pieces here. You have the speaker here that is quite large. The speaker only this size, but the speaker grill here for the Carmen Cardon tweeters up there, it's quite large, and I would say a lot of pieces here. Even this door close handle here, it's quite thick. I have a big hand and it still feels thick. Steering wheel as well, everything in terms of the buttons, and it looks very chunky, and at the same time I would say it is a unique to this segment. There are other cars in terms of the German manufacturers that do things differently, and BMW does it more of a bigger design in terms of the interior here. Steering wheel, you have a chunky design and it's quite thick even for my large hands, and I would say it looks unique and interesting with the M colors here on the stitching, as well as a 12 o'clock stripe that matches the brakes on the outside. You have the M BMW Motorsport logo here, and you also have the paddle shifters, and you have a boost option. So when you press and hold this, it'll give you 10 seconds of boost and it'll give you maximum performance at that time. 10 and 2 here in terms of bolstering, and flat bottom cruise control and driving assistant options here on the left, media and volume controls on the right here, as well as the phone and Bluetooth options. Dashboard here, you have fully digital cockpit here. This is the button and scroll here you have as well, and you have a plus and minus as buttons here, but very minimal in terms of the buttons. You have the stalks here, and light adjustment and everything is on the stalk, as well as the Viper adjustment here. This section as well has this whole section like a button, and whatever you hold your finger, it will know that you're pressing that. Now in terms of the gear stalk here, you don't have it in a large design anymore. You have just this button that you can just go through like this, and you have drive, or you can go one more time to sport, and parking is with the parking brake. So let's talk about the camera. So you have options here that you can adjust many different ways, and you can see differently the car, and you have a many adjustment. You also have a parking space helper. You can record it to go in and out comfortably into the parking space. You have assisted view here, as well as panorama view, and you have more options here. You can have a 3D view, as well as you have the option to have a car wash view, as well as the camera cleaning, which will clean your camera front and back. And you have some settings here you can adjust, and I will show you more settings in terms of the infotainment in a little bit as well, in terms of the apps. Climate control here section all the time, so you can press on it here, or you can adjust it like this, and you have a heated seats, front passenger and driver, and also you have a heated steering wheel, and you can also adjust many ways where you want the air to blow and how fast. All digital adjustment. You also have options here in terms of the driver's seat and passenger seat, and you have rear climate control options here. Apps here, it is not very complicated. You have pretty straightforward options here. So as you can see, everything means what it is. For displays, you go into displays, you can adjust the brightness and everything. You have driving settings here as well. You also have exterior lighting. You can adjust interior lighting, which you can also adjust many different ways. And it's pretty straightforward, I would say. You have a keys, you can see what the keys are doing, and you can adjust how it responds to the car. You have my modes here. You can also press this button and you can go to 3 default modes. These modes will disappear after the 3-month trial. This is more of an art section for this car in terms of the design. You have the ambient light change, and it will change throughout the cabin. You know, the moonroof will open because of certain modes, so it is interesting in certain ways. You can also adjust seats, so you can do this digitally through the screen here, and you can adjust every section of the seat, which is comfortable if you don't want to do it manually. Vehicle status, it's pretty straightforward, and it is not complicated. These are all the apps that you have here in terms of the settings for the car. Not a lot of reviewers online show this, but this is pretty straightforward and easy to use, in my opinion. You just go into that section, you click on it, and that's it. I know why BMW did this, because everybody using a smartphone, and smartphone is the most basically easiest to use for a person, and this reminds you of a smartphone. Auto dimming rear view mirror here, visors, and you can open and adjust them at your comfort. Controls here for the lights with touch, and you have interior camera option here. This is an extra option for this car. This is not standard. And you have this nice sky lounge. This is what BMW calls this open section for the roof here. It's a glass roof and it does not open. You also have a heads-up display there, as you can see right there, and it's pretty convenient when you drive. You don't have to look down, you can just look at the speedometer in your view. Soft touch leather dashboard here with 3 lines here matching the interior. In terms of this section here, to talk about it in more detail, you have the vents that are hidden here, very modern looking design, and you have controls for the vents here, as well as you can control how fast the air blows from this vents as well. And you have 2 buttons here, 3 buttons rather, and when you put the hazards on, you'll have LED lights light up on the interior here. And as you can see, these lines throughout this interior for this car have a wireless charger on this side. It is not cooled wireless charger, so it's critical for this car because it will overheat the phone and the phone will stop charging. Now these 2 USB options in terms of the charging, you can charge the phone, but it still needs to be connected wirelessly in order to have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. You have the M logo here, and you have a quite large cup holders. We talked about this section here, but I didn't talk about this, which is convenient. This is going away, but it is good in terms of the comfort of choice of how you want to navigate this infotainment. So you don't have to touch the screen, you can just use this wheel, and it's pretty fast in terms of the inputs. The only another critique I would give in terms of the infotainment and Apple CarPlay, because it's wireless, it takes a little bit of a delay to change the song or to adjust certain things. If you put something through the phone or through infotainment here, it takes time to kind of load that, I guess, because of the wireless connection. Glove box here, felt lined. I was thinking it would be bigger, but it is not that large, moderate size, and you can lock it with a key here for your privacy. I would say it's a spacious interior still. Middle storage here as well, and it's not that large. It would be nice to have 2 sections here. It's just the way it is. It's not that deep, but still it's here, and it has a very interesting shape here. It is not flat bottom. 12-volt power outlet here as well, and you have stitching here on the armrests. In terms of the window sticker here, as you can see, these are standard features, and you have 27 miles per gallon combined, 25 in the city, 30 on the highway. Final assembly point is Spartanburg, South Carolina, USA. Let's check out the back seats. Now, to enter the back seats on this X3 M50, the doors need to be unlocked from the front doors. So back doors will unlock. You can put it as an option to unlock all 4 doors once you unlock the car. It won't automatically unlock unless you put that feature on, meaning when you come to close proximity to the car, you can unlock all the doors once it knows you have a key fob with you. And once it's unlocked, you can enter the car. And in terms of the rear doors here, you have a soft touch material here, soft touch material here, stitching here, no piano black finish on the rear doors here on the side. You have the pockets here, large bottle pocket here, and you have this cloth material just like up front with the same door opener handle here. And if we jump inside, close the door, nice tank as well here on the rear doors. I would say there is plenty of legroom here, and you have option here to mount your coat hook on both sides. And in terms of the design, you have pocket here behind the front seats on both sides, and you have vents here in the back that you can control the same way as up front with these buttons or scrolls here, or like sections, and you can close it or open the vent, as well as this rear climate control section console, as BMW calls it. Media inputs here in terms of the USB Type-C. You can charge your devices. In terms of the seats, you have a middle handrest here, 2 bottle holders or cup holders, and it's comfortable. And you have same stitching as up front in terms of the seats, and there's not a lot of bolstering. I would say it is quite comfortable to seat a third person here, because there is plenty of headroom here because of this open glass roof here. There's a plenty of headroom here, meaning that I sit comfortably. You can adjust headrests here for the front seats with this button, as well as the rear headrests here. You can also adjust them. Let's check out the trunk space. In order to open the trunk space, you have 2 options, rather 3 options. You can press the button here. You can also kick under the bumper, or you can also press it on the key fob. You also have here this storage privacy latch here, hide what you have in trunk, to have a minimal basically sound coming to the cabin from the trunk. You have a quite large trunk here, and you have a spare under the trunk floor, and you have some options in terms of the storage here, but also you can drop down these seats and have even more storage. Now let's see what's under the hood of this X3 M50. Okay guys, now let's take this car for a ride and see what this car is all about in terms of performance. The steering wheel feels thick, sporty in your hands, flat bottom here, and 12 o'clock stripe up top as well. Big paddle shifters behind. It feels performance oriented. Sitting position, you feel comfortable. The car feels mostly comfortable. It is sporty as well. You can adjust the suspension, which I'll talk about in a little bit. First impressions, sporty mostly, but it's also an SUV, so it is a good balance between sporty and luxury, what BMW represents. The big reason why people choose these cars is because of that B58 engine up front. It is a silky smooth. It is good in terms of the transmission as well. Combination of this ZF transmission with that engine is a perfect balance that BMW has honed throughout the years. This engine is so reliable that Toyota put this engine into Toyota Supra. So think about that. Now, that is a big praise, because Toyota is the most reliable brand known to history in terms of automotive pedigree, and BMW really is the one that kind of equals to that with this 6-cylinder. Suspension is right now in a soft setting, which means that you have also sporty setting. You have 2 settings here, sporty and soft, and comfort rather. Starts by default in a comfort setting, and that's a normal thing because this is not a full X3M or X3M competition. It comes with the M differential on M50. The reason why they included this is a more of a sportier, it's like an advanced M performance car at this point. So it's breaching that gap with almost 400 horsepower quoted, which I would probably think it's more, because BMW always downgrades the horsepower. This power here equals almost the previous X3M, non-competition. So X3M had 450 plus horsepower. This car is 400, almost 400, so it's like a 70 horsepower less than that car. But at the point of, you know, kind of measuring this horsepower, I guess they are very, very underrated in terms of the power, because this car does 0 to 60 almost as quick as the X3M, previous X3M. So that kind of gives you some hints. To talk about the feeling of steering here is another thing. It feels precise, it feels sporty, it feels quick, and it feels interesting to drive. At the same time, I think they can improve it. In terms of the dashboard and how everything feeling of like theater, of sportiness in this car, in terms of the lights and everything, it adds to the more of a theater for this car. When you drive, it feels nice at night. You have the M lights here when you go into sport mode. These LEDs, you know, they have nice switch to them in terms of the light pattern. It feels very nicely engineered and designed to make you feel good. But the lack of carbon fiber in this interior, which it kind of makes me not understand why they have opted not to put carbon fiber in this car anymore, compared to what back in the day they used to have for M40 car, which was the previous version of this car. And in M50 they decided not to do it. They could have included that here or there in terms of the pieces, and it would have given more theater in terms of the interior for performance for this car. Yeah, the haptic controls in this car, I guess another critique that I would say that the buttons would make this car easier to use and more convenient. Because for me, luxury is easy to use at the same time. Everything is accessible, easy to navigate. And when you go into climate control options here, it has sometimes delay for 2 seconds. And then when you want to change the fan speed, it has this small arrow that you have to see and, you know, kind of click on it, or you have to use this dial and you have to make sure it's there, because otherwise you're gonna click on something else, and it's also haptic, you know, press. So it's a little bit frustrating. Outgoing version X3 M40 had buttons and you could just go into the mode. For example, you could just click that mode and you would go, for example, in Eco Pro or Comfort, and you would just press that mode and you would be there automatically once you press. Here you have to press the My Mode, then you have to navigate it, then you have to do this, then you have to do that. It's too many steps, it seems like, for no reason why it is overdone. So, but otherwise I feel like you can get used to anything. If they improve from this point on in terms of the buttons, in terms of the modes, in terms of inputs and steering feel and, you know, adjustment, because I feel like some comfort setting for this car is not very comfortable, and sporty setting is sometimes too stiff. I would like to adjust it. But the difference is, you can tell the difference, so that's good. The cup holders and storage in this car is quite limited. I'm surprised, why is it so limited? This middle section is not that large, the glove box is not that large. I wish this section here had more storage options here. You feel like less, you know, stitching here, and interior feels more, I would say, budgety. Generally speaking, it still feels like a BMW. You still have quality here. In terms of the design, you feel like this is a German luxury car. All around feeling when you drive this car on the road, the suspension, the exhaust noise, the engine sound from the front, it is good. Even though it's not a full M car, it feels M tuned. It's properly performance car. I hope you enjoyed the review of this 2025 BMW X3 M50. If you have any questions about this or any other car, leave a comment and I'll get back to you. And I will be giving you content on the period of my use for this car, so stay tuned for more videos on this channel. I'll see you next time. Stay loving cars.